super human effort. Speedway.
Hello and a warm welcome to the ASL Freight Movement Speedway World Cup for 2006. This is the race-off for a place in the final as the World Cup moves to Reading in Great Britain. Great Britain are racing at home as they take on Poland, Denmark and the USA after narrowly missing out in the first event at Rybnik. It was one of the closest events ever in World Cup history as Australia managed to pinch it in the last heat after a sensational perfect night by Jason Crump. World Cup winners of 2001 and 2002 were through to the final. Event 2 took place in Melilla in Sweden, and Sweden hosted the Czech Republic, USA and Denmark. Sweden took command early on, and the rest were left making mistakes in an effort to catch up. The Czechs bust the tapes, and sudden Sam Ermolenko hit the fence hard. The Danes were also struggling to keep up, but finally played the joker with Nicky Pedersen. And as expected, he delivered the full 6 points. But Sweden kept piling on the points. Antonio Lindback on fire on his way to 14 points on the night. Denmark didn't give up. Bjarne Pedersen with another gritty performance kept the Danes with a chance of winning. But with just 2 heats remaining, Sweden took the victory. Fredrik Lindgren, the hero, the junior of the team, with his brilliant cutback, diving through the field to take victory once again for Sweden. A superb performance from the 2003-2004 world champions were winners at home in Melilla. Great night for Sweden, dominant all evening. Denmark pushed all the way, but in the end, they head off to the race-off, 53 points. USA, 39 points. They too would get one more chance. And here's how it looked. The race-off would see Poland, USA, Denmark and Great Britain, and 2 of those teams would meet Australia and Sweden in the final in Reading. On then to the race-off, and Denmark were going the long way, having to go to the race-off. Their team was unchanged. Hans Andersen led 3 other Grand Prix regulars and Charlie Jada, who knew the British tracks like the back of his hand. Jan Stekman would lead them in the white helmets.
Hans Andersen, Danish captain, a huge meeting in Prospect tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately we ended up being in the race, which we didn't want to, but we're here and we have to qualify the hard way, and we intend to do that.
Very positive thoughts and a very together camp, but tonight also great practice for Saturday's final when you get through.
Yeah, of course people would say it's the best practice you can get doing a meeting before, but we still have to qualify, and looking at the program, it's no easy races, so we have to be on our best.
World champions Poland don't usually ride well at the smaller English tracks, but Thomas Golub can ride anything, and he leads a slightly changed Polish team. Reading specialist Janusz Kolodzi coming in for Jagus, and Krzysztof Kasperzak in for the injured Protasevich.
Thomas Golub, a big challenge for the Polish team tonight.
Yeah, I understand. Today I think it's a very strong meeting. It's all my team is very important. Good start tonight. It's not for me racing this track. I don't know. It's new track for me, in England track.
Janusz Kolodzi knows the track very well. Does he help the team?
Janusz, this track in the race in the league, I think it's no problem today. Problem is for me. It's not race maybe 4-5 year in the English elite league. Problem my bike. My bikes go the long track. I don't know what work my engine tonight.
The USA also have great track knowledge. Greg Hancock captains the Reading Elite League team. He also captains Team USA. And this time, one change for them. Ronnie Corrie coming in for Sam Ermolenko.
Greg Hancock, the American captain. The guys did well to get to tonight's meeting. Another chance.
Yeah, that's right. It was quite a battle in Melilla, and we rode hard and did really good up until just past midway, and it all kind of slipped then. But it was a good meeting for us. I mean, it's still building on things, and I'm sure that tonight will be another story because it's a level playing ground.
The most experienced man in the team, Sam Ermolenko, stepped down. Ronnie Corrie coming in. What does that give the team?
Ronnie's has been riding on a regular basis, and Sam hasn't been riding as much as normal, and decided that, we had a group discussion and decided it would probably be best to make a change for tonight, and let's just see what happens and hope it was the right move.
finally the home team, and there's a real buzz of anticipation for Team GB. Scott Nicholls and all his team scored well in Poland, and the manager, Neil Middleditch, has stayed with the same lineup as they go for the final in front of their home fans. Tonight, they'll be in the yellow helmets.
Scott Nicholls, Team Great Britain captain, a huge performance from your team on Sunday in Poland.
Yeah, it was great. You know, we went in there pretty much underdogs and nearly come away the winners, which would have been fantastic if we had. But 1 point, you know, it's real close. And tonight's going to be equally tough. You know, it's a race-off. It's only the top two to go through, and you know, there's going to be a lot to play for. It's all about getting through to that final. So we're all up for it. The boys are all feeling good, and we proved that we can ride well as a team on Sunday. So just carry that on tonight.
Yeah, huge plus. Same team, which has been a change for Great Britain over the past few years with injuries, but more importantly tonight, huge home following.
That's it. You know, we have had bad injury problems in the past, and we're on home soil, and everybody should feel a little bit more settled, a little bit more comfortable here, and you know, it's just let everybody go out there and enjoy it and live up to their expectations and do the best job we can do.
Let's get down to the action then. Two teams with a chance of going through to the final. Heat 2 and a brilliant Great Britain victory to get them into the swing of things. Chris Bomber Harris seeing off Nicky Pedersen of Denmark to put them in an early lead. And in Heat 3, Lee Richardson continued the British drive with another excellent start ahead of Hamill and Jada. Poland's Janusz Kolodzi got it all out of shape. No score for Poland. While Richardson went on to take 3 points and give Great Britain the lead. Mr. Richardson was back out again, and the general lead made it look easy against Denmark's Niels Christian Iversen. That kept the Brits ahead of the Danes. Heat 7, Hans Andersen going round the outside of Greg Hancock on his home track. That secured him his second victory of the evening. And after 8 heats, Denmark had the lead with 19 points ahead of Great Britain with 17. USA had 8, and Poland had just 4 points. The world champions were struggling. Heat 9 saw a coming together between Nicky Pedersen of Denmark and Britain's captain, Scott Nicholls. Pedersen going down and not happy about the situation. The referee stopped the race, and all 4 were called back for the restart. So then, Nicky Pedersen fired up from the outside. Scott Nicholls will not be giving an inch. Just on the inside there, in gate 3, Billy Hamill and Jaroslav Hampel also involved in this one. Poland need points, so too do the USA. And it's getting very tight between Denmark and Great Britain. Keep an eye on Nicky Pedersen in the white helmet from the outside. Watch where he positions himself. Jan Steckman is likewise watching very closely indeed. Heat 9 then. Restarted Heat 9. Away they go then, and Nicky Pedersen gets away well again this time, but Scott Nicholls this time cuts to the inside. But Pedersen goes round the outside and into the clear lead now for Denmark. Poland in second place with Jarek Hampel, and round the outside goes Scott Nicholls. Billy Hamill trailing off at the back. Not a good start for the American. Here comes Scott Nicholls, getting some grip round the outside, challenging Hampel now for second place. Meanwhile, out front, and look at that, Scott Nicholls flying by Hampel and into second place. Now can he go in search of Nicky Pedersen? They came together at the start of this one. The referee called them back, and Scott Nicholls isn't done yet. Nicky Pedersen, though, one more lap to go for him. Scott Nicholls in pursuit for Great Britain. It's been so tight between these two. 19 to 17 at the moment. The USA aren't going to score any. Poland are going to get one from this with Hampel. But Pedersen is going to hold off Scott Nicholls as they come to the final corner. Good run from Pedersen. Down in the dirt for the first one. But he takes the 3 points. Denmark increased their lead. A win for Nicky Pedersen, 3 points for him. Scott Nicholls takes 2 points. Strong ride from him. Jarek Hampel, who had held second, takes 1 point for Poland. And no points for the USA. And that means overall, Denmark now with 22 points ahead of Great Britain on 19. The USA have 8 and could be looking at the joker fairly soon. Poland have just 5. Here's another look at it. Nicky Pedersen getting away very well indeed. Look at that leg flailing out there as he went for the outside. Took the long way round, but it was the best way. Superb start by him. Nicholls had other tactics, and he had to get past Hampel. He did that with ease. Nicky Pedersen, once again, in brilliant form here at Reading.
Nicky Pedersen, you had to pick yourself up off the floor in Heat 9, but a great result.
Yeah, that's right. On gate 4 at the moment looks pretty good out there. But when you got a guy like Scott Nichols on gate 3, you have to make a really good one. He gave me a little push into first, and I had to lay it down. So in the restart, I won it, so that was nice. First and second bet, definitely you have to go up and touch the dirt. And still in third and fourth, you can stay on the inside. So there's good advantage if you go out in the dirt and if you got the big balls.
As ever, not mixing his words. And then this one. Heat 10, Thomas Gollop from the outside, Brent Werner in gate 3, Charlie Jada in the white helmet out of gate 2, and Chris Harris of Great Britain, 19 points. He's already got one victory to his name, and he's coming out of the inside. Jan Steckman and Martin Ram having a quick chat. Denmark and Great Britain very close in the points at the moment. Heat 10 then. Watch out for Gollop from the outside. He's a master, and he's done it again. Brilliant stuff by the number 5 for Poland. Classic Thomas Gollop. Well, they say they don't like the short tracks, and he said his engines weren't set up too well. Doesn't look like it, does it? Denmark in second place, Great Britain in third with Harris. So Charlie Jada, who's ridden these British tracks for so many years, but look at this, here comes Harris into second place. And Chris Harris knows this Reading track very well indeed, and now he's challenging Gollop. Wow, this is a great run from Chris Harris. 3 points from his first ride, and look at that! Round the outside he goes and made Gollop look as though he was standing still. Great stuff from Great Britain. And Chris Harris, just a youngster, but really coming of age in this World Cup. The British team, a real mix of youth and experience, and the youth is coming good. Harris tears off another strip from his visor to keep a clear vision, as he wants to see that checkered flag, especially when he's beaten Thomas Gollop here in the World Cup. Well, Gollop surely looked as though he had that in the bag. Brilliant start from the outside, but Bomber came from nowhere. And it's bombs away for Great Britain. 3 points they take. An edge closer to Denmark. Thomas Gollop takes 2 points for Poland. Charlie Jada gets 1, and the USA score no points out of that one.
Chris Harris, not many people do a Thomas Gollop on Thomas Gollop.
No, we had to do something then. I didn't make the best of starts. I was there, but not just there enough, and managed to ride the 4 laps and get around them all.
I mean, the track out there tonight looks really tricky, but the British boys seem to have it dialed in. Particularly, you've just showed that the outside is a way to go.
Yeah, it's a blue-grey at the moment, but we just got to use your head a bit and just watch all the way the other boys are riding, and you get the 3 points.
It's a 2-horse race at the moment, but the 2 horses are in the right place, yes?
Yes, definitely. It's we got the right set up, and Brian Anderson done a good job from the engine in Poland, and one for today. It's it's brilliant. So hopefully we can keep it going.
On to Heat 11, and now it's going to get interesting. 2 jokers being played, one by Poland and one by Greg Hancock of the USA. Greg Hancock, of course, the captain of Reading, so knows this track well. This is their best chance of 6 points. They've also got Charlie Jada and Martin Ram in this one. The Ram coming round the outside. The veteran world champion of 2000 could be a challenge to Hancock. Thomas Gollop likewise. This is going to be very interesting. 3 cracking speedway riders from the last decade. Gollop, Hancock and the Ram, and Charlie Jada can certainly do his stuff here for Denmark as well from the inside. 2 jokers being played then, 6 points up for grabs for one of them. Great start from Greg Hancock in the blue helmet. He takes the lead just as he needed to. Charlie Jada's in second, but look at this, Poland in a lot of trouble at the back, Thomas Gollop. And he's really going to have to fight his way through to get some decent points for Poland. Not a good start to the night. Now he gets 1 place as Laram goes back to 4th. So Gollop now making his way through. He's up to 3rd, past the Ram, and now in pursuit of Charlie Jada. And it's been a rotten start for Poland tonight. The world champions out of sorts, really, compared to the previous evening. And Gollop playing the joker. They only get 1 chance at this. He looks over his shoulder to see where the Ram is, and he isn't finished yet. Out front, Greg Hancock's going to get the full 6 for the USA. 1 lap to go then. Gollop on the charge, but he won't be enough. And this is disaster for Poland. They're only going to get 2 points from that. That'll take them to 9. But Hancock will move the USA to 14 points and back into at least some sort of contention. Hancock with 6 points then, and the joker. And second place going to Charlie Jada. 2 points for Denmark. 2 points for Thomas Gollop, but really, that's not what you want from your joker. And the Ram, unfortunately, nothing from that one from the outside. And overall, Here's how the table looks then. Denmark with 25, Britain still in touch with 22, USA now moving on to 14, and Poland still struggling on 9. Consternation then in the Polish pits. Hampel and Golob discussing setup, and that seems to be plaguing them at the moment, and that's why they're at the bottom of the table. Can they turn it round? We move now on to heat 11. And in this one, Billy Hamel on the inside, Niels Christian Iversen, Sebastian Ulemek and Simon Stead. Niels Christian Iversen has scored the most points of all of these riders so far. He's on 4, Simon Stead on 3. But Billy Hamel has just 1 point, and likewise Sebastian Ulemek, and that is why Poland and the USA are struggling. Neil Middleditch, the British team manager, watching on from the sidelines to see if Simon Stead can pull off another victory and get closer to Denmark. Away they go then, but Stead doesn't get away well from the outside, and in fact it's Sebastian Ulemek who picks it up. Good start from Poland, this is what they wanted. Niels Christian Iversen slots into 2nd place. Simon Stead takes up a position into 3rd, going ahead of Billy Hamel, and again Hamel is struggling. Well, his form in the Elite League has been excellent, so it's a real shame to see Billy Hamel right at the back here. Just not got the power in those engines. Simon Stead now chasing down Niels Christian Iversen in 2nd place, but out front, Sebastian Ulemek. Could he put Poland back in this one? They've already played their joker and they can't joke around anymore. The world champions need a result from this, and they need to get through to the final. 1 more lap to go then for Sebastian Ulemek. 1 point before this race, but now he'll take his tally to 4. Overall, Poland will move to 12 points and get closer to the USA. And the USA, with a no score here with 14, are now got to watch their backs as Poland are coming on strong. Ulemek takes the checkered flag then. Niels Christian Iversen takes 2nd place, but it's a victory and 3 points for Ulemek that counts. Confirmation then that Niels Christian Iversen of Denmark took 2 points. Simon Stead takes 1 point for Great Britain. And again, Billy Hamel, just 1 point on the night. No points from that heat. Now you can see how close it's getting. 27-23 Denmark and Great Britain. And the USA and Poland very close indeed. Hans Andersen out for Denmark in this one, alongside the captain of Great Britain, Scott Nichols. Janis Kolodzi is out in gate 3 for Poland in red, and Brent Werner of the USA comes out of the outside in the blue helmet. Heat 13 then, who's going to get lucky? Well, Hans Andersen and Scott Nichols have had their battles in the past, both in the Elite League and in the World Cup. And here they go again. Hans Andersen takes the start, but here comes Scott Nichols. They're level pegging as they head down the back straight. Hans Andersen holds off the Brit, and he has to pull off the throttle for a moment there. Hans Andersen defending that position brilliantly. Oh, and rides right across the front of Scott Nichols, and Nichols plays the compliment back and pushes Andersen wide. This is a real ding-dong battle, and just what we'd expect from these two. And Scott Nichols has got the better of it at the moment. Wow, that was close racing. Hard as you like in speedway terms. In 3rd place, Janis Kolodzi's trying to get that point for Poland, and Brent Werner trailing off at the back and not in contention at this stage. Hans Andersen tries to push again, but now he's under pressure from Kolodzi. Scott Nichols then takes the last lap now, and he's got a comfortable lead now. That was a cracking battle. Nichols under attack early on, as Hans Andersen swept across his bows. He then played the compliment by coming back up the inside. He takes a look over his shoulder. Almost a defiant look at Hans Andersen. Good result, and there you see it, words being had. Neil Middleditch not happy also with Hans Andersen by the look of things. And the hand goes out to shake, but Nichols is not having any of it. And Hans Andersen is not making friends, as always. And Neil Middleditch is being calmed down, the team manager of Great Britain. Heat 13, though, it doesn't matter, because when the dust settles, it's 3 points to Great Britain, and they're getting closer now to Denmark. Hans Andersen takes a hard-fought 2 points. Janis Kolodzi takes 1 for Poland, ahead of Brent Werner in 4th for the USA, and the USA are struggling.
I know, he has got a problem. Yeah, I know, yeah. Oh, no, exactly. And he can't take it. You left him loads of room. I've given him the option to shut I know. No, but you still left him. Yeah, I mean, you could have nailed it. Yeah, you turned. Yeah. Lovely old job then. Yeah, well done, son.
Well, there you go, Mark Laram summing it up. Lovely old job. But it was tough, wasn't it? Scott Nichols saying he gave him as much room as he could. He had to shut off there. Then he came up the inside. and pushed him wide too. So, well, all's fair in love and war, as they say. But that was a tough move by Hans Andersen. But it is the World Cup, and Andersen is up for the job. And so too, though, as you can see, is Scott Nicholls. Great racing, and I'm sure they'll meet again later in the evening. But Scott Nicholls takes the full 3 points. And Hans Andersen's hand is brushed away by the captain of Great Britain. Britain is serious about making that final. And Hans Andersen now explaining to his team what he thought about that incident. Nicky Pedersen, I'm sure, will have plenty of sympathy. He's been in plenty of battles like that. On to heat 14 and an excellent start from Jarek Hampel, as Poland secured only their second victory of the night, but an important one to keep them in the chase with the USA. Harris, also of Great Britain, moving on to third place to take 1 point and no points for the USA. And again, that helps Poland. Jarek Hampel then taking victory number 2, and Poland are fired up once more. On to heat 15, and 2 ex-world champions involved in this one. Nicky Pedersen and Greg Hancock. Thomas Golub also in this one, and likewise Lee Richardson on the outside. The last time Hancock and Golub met, it was with the Joker. Hancock got the best of that. They weren't up against Nicky Pedersen or Lee Richardson, who scored 6 points already for Great Britain as he comes out of the outside on this one. Jan Steckman then. A quick chat about Nicky Pedersen's chances in this one. Away they go then. In blue, it's Greg Hancock. The home rider from Reading getting a brilliant start. A little bit of a wheelie down the back straight, but that's just what he wanted. In the red helmet, Thomas Golub takes up second place, but round the outside comes Nicky Pedersen into second. Great riding from him. And now Pedersen really pushing on now. Greg Hancock having a little bit of a mistake there, and that's allowed Pedersen to get right on top of him. Here comes Golub, though, doing exactly what Nicky did to him the previous lap, and he goes back into second place. This really is a cracking battle, and Pedersen will try again in the closing stages, but has he got time, as Golub could secure an important 2 points for Poland, especially now that Greg Hancock is giving the USA something to smile about. Here comes Nicky Pedersen one more time round the outside. Golub, though, will try and hold him off. He takes a look over his shoulder, he can't see him. And he's right there, though, he can hear him. And I think Golub's going to hold him off and take those 2 points for Poland. Greg Hancock takes 3 for the USA, and Denmark pick up 1 point. So then, Greg Hancock giving the USA a little bit of breathing space, but not much. Thomas Golub, 2 points. And Nicky Pedersen, 1 point for Denmark. And Lee Richardson from the outside, after 6 points, scores nothing from this one. And that means now that Denmark increased that lead, 32 points to 27. Poland and the USA still fighting it out. Here's another look. Nicky Pedersen ran the outside. Golub just has a look of almost disgust as he sees Pedersen fly by, but then he does the same to Pedersen the following lap. The grip definitely on the outside, hanging out. And Golub with an excellent 2 points.
Greg Hancock, a personal haul of 9 points in that bracket of 5, but if the American team had started like that, maybe a different meeting.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a battle out there, you know, and we have a never say die attitude, so we'll fight to the bitter end, but we're having a tough time tonight.
It was very much one line early on, but the last 5 heats showed that if people were brave and looked and thought, they could maybe get through.
Yeah, that's right. You can never give up, you know. I mean, the track's difficult for passing and stuff right now, but if you're aggressive and you can pick some decent lines, I think you can make things happen. But, you know, everybody's different.
Tough night.
That's right, exactly. But it's not over yet.
Good words of advice from the former champ. And here's Great Britain. Neil Middleditch, the manager, discussing the possibility of a joker now. They are more than 6 points behind Denmark. And looking ahead, they've got Chris Harris out in the next one against Hans Andersen. Perhaps heat 17, Lee Richardson will get a chance against Bjarne Pedersen.
All right, let's keep pegging away.
The Polish fans are getting a little bit excited about the world champions because they're struggling at the moment. Here's the start of heat 16. Chris Harris going down heavily. And that caused a restart. First turn bunching. Concerned Neil Middleditch, wondering whether he should play the joker or not. He's not doing it in this heat. This is the restart of 16. Hampel on the inside, Harris out of 2, Billy Hamel in 3, and Hans Andersen on the outside for Denmark. Hampel coming in as a substitute to try and see if they can stop Hans Andersen by the look of things. Neil Middleditch still looking at his programme to decide on that joker. Away we go then for Heat 16. Good start from Hampel, but a better start from the outside by Hans Andersen as he dives into the lead ahead of Billy Hamel in second place for the USA. So Hampel's idea of coming in, creating a stir, has gone backwards. He's now down in third place. And Harris, after that fall, is way down in fourth. But now trying to go round the outside. It's still tight at the back there. And here comes Bomber Harris now. He's had such a great night so far here at Reading. Can he now get one more point for Great Britain, who are likely to play the joker very soon indeed. They try and keep the scores close with Denmark. But Hans Andersen's just going to increase that score with Great Britain at the back, and this could be a pivotal moment in tonight's proceedings, as it's going to be a full 3 points to Denmark, and it doesn't look as though Great Britain are going to score here. Billy Hamel will pick up 2 valuable points for the USA. Hans Andersen looks over his shoulder, but there's no one there. He takes the full 3 points. Once again, the brilliant young Dane, already a Grand Prix winner as a wild card, remember, this season, but not in the regular Grand Prix at the moment. Billy Hamel takes 2 points for second place. Jarek Hampel takes 1 point for Poland. Chris Harris, no points for Great Britain. And overall, Denmark now with 35, Great Britain with 27. And the USA and Poland are now level pegging on 19 points apiece, but they both played their joker.
Neil Middleditch, it's all about consistency, the World Cup, and it was 36 or 35 rides this year before your team failed to score, but they're doing very well for you.
That's right, they're battling hard, aren't they? It's really tough out there. We've had some of the poorer gates, shall I say, and hopefully we're going to go in the last few races and get some good gates and get away and get some points.
And obviously getting very close to decision time for you. We've seen one joker ride can make a big difference. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, well, my main objective at this moment in time is to obviously keep ahead of the Americans in the polls, and then say the Danes are sort of sneaking away a little bit, but I've got something up my sleeve, and so hopefully that'll work out a little bit later.
So, a little bit later for Great Britain, as we move on to Heat 17. Sebastian Ulemek, Lee Richardson, Brent Werner and Bjarne Pedersen for Denmark. Lee Richardson's had a good night so far, Brent Werner has not. Bjarne Pedersen, as always, scoring good, consistent points. Poland now, can they go in front of the USA? This is an important one for both Poland and the USA. Away they go then. Good start from Lee Richardson out of gate 2 in the yellow helmet. But round the outside comes Bjarne Pedersen. Holding him off is Lee Richardson. Good start from Great Britain. And it's again Denmark and Great Britain out front at the moment. In red is Sebastian Ulemek in Poland in third place. And then the USA's Brent Werner is in fourth. So Poland have a chance to go ahead of the USA, and Denmark now chasing down Great Britain. Lee Richardson having a great night so far. Now under pressure from Bjarne Pedersen. But Lee Richardson, who had an indifferent start to his Grand Prix year this year, but found form at the Millennium Stadium for round 4. And here at the World Cup, he's riding high again for Great Britain just when they need him. One more lap to go then. Lee Richardson of Great Britain at home in front of these home fans to give Great Britain another 3 points. An edge closer to Denmark. They may not need to play that joker. Checkered flag out then for Lee Richardson of Great Britain. Crowd enjoyed that one. Heat 17 then results. Lee Richardson with first place. Second goes to Bjarne Pedersen. Third, Sebastian Ulemek with 1 point. And that will move them ahead of the USA, who scored nothing. And now you see it, Denmark with 37, Britain with 30, and still with a chance to play the joker. They're more than 6 points down. Poland with 20, and the USA with 19 now. On to Heat 18 now. Nicky Pedersen up against Janusz Kolodzy of Poland. Mark Aram in this one, and Billy Janiro on the outside in blue for the USA. Billy Janiro sneaking across right on top of Mark Aram. I'm sure that won't intimidate the wily old campaigner. Simon Stead out next and preparing himself, watching Mark Aram and his line. Away they go from the tapes. Marta Ram got a start, and you don't often say that. Marta Ram got a brilliant start for a change, and into the lead he goes, ahead of Nicky Pedersen at the moment. But look at this. In blue comes Billy Gennaro round the outside for the USA. It's tight in there. Nicky Pedersen fighting his way. Marta Ram out front. This is the tightest race we've had so far. The Ram holding on to that lead. Gennaro will come again round the outside. Nicky Pedersen defends that position. Gennaro looks to the inside now. Marta Ram still holding the line. And at the back, it's Poland with nothing at the moment. Marta Ram goes down the back straight, pursued by the former world champion himself, Nicky Pedersen. It's the 2000 world champion against the 2003 world champion. Britain against Denmark, as it's been all night. Billy Gennaro looking to get a point for the USA. Keep them on level terms with Poland. This is a good result for Marta Ram. Not known for his starts, he flew out of gate 3 and takes the checkered flag. And that's just what Great Britain needed. Good result then for Marta Ram. 3 points for him. Nicky Pedersen, 2 points for Denmark. Billy Gennaro, 1 point for the USA. That'll level it up between them and Poland, who scored nothing with Kolodzi, the track specialist here from Reading. 39-33, Denmark ahead of Great Britain. Equal points for the USA and Poland after 18 heats. And the Joker now finally being played by Great Britain. This is the gamble that Neil Middleditch has been waiting to play, and he's taken Simon Stead out and put Lee Richardson, the in-form man, out of gate 2 against Hampel, Jada and Hancock. It's a gamble, all right, because Greg Hancock is pretty unbeatable around this track. Hampel and Jada could be beaten, but Lee Richardson's got his work cut out. But perhaps Neil Middleditch figuring that Greg Hancock coming around the outside may not do as well as he usually does from the inside gates. Well, we're about to find out. Heat 19, the Joker being played by Great Britain as they try to catch Denmark. Away they go. Hampel gets a good start. Round the outside, in blue, comes Greg Hancock, but look at this at the back. Poor old Lee Richardson is right at the back, and they're playing the Joker, Great Britain. Richardson's got a ride out of his skin now. It's out front, Jarek Hampel has it, Greg Hancock in blue. Charlie Jada is in 3rd place, and Lee Richardson has to catch him. This is absolute disaster for Neil Middleditch and his team. Lee Richardson would be expected to be scoring points. He scored well all night long, and suddenly he gets his worst start of the evening. Hampel looks over his shoulder, but he's got a clear lead at the moment. And Poland with a chance now to get a clear lead over the USA. By only 1 point as Hancock's looming in 2nd place. But the real story of this one, the Joker being played by Great Britain, and it's come to nothing. Here at home in Reading, well, Neil Middleditch was umming and ahhing as to when he should play it. And in the end, it's proved to be a disastrous Joker for Great Britain. They only get 1 chance to play it, remember. 6 points in the offing, and the face says it all. So then, the result from Heat 19. Jarek Hampel, 3 points. He's scoring well, the youngster. Greg Hancock with 2 points for the USA. Charlie Jada, 1 point. And Lee Richardson, no points from that one. And overall now, Denmark with 40, Great Britain 33, not making any ground. Poland move 1 point clear of the USA. Here's another look. Jarek Hampel gets a good start. Pepe Protasevich offered up his engines after he was injured in the first round. And Neil Middleditch can't believe his luck. Great starts from Lee Richardson all night, except when they really need him to make one. And Jarek Hampel gets congratulations from the Denmark captain. And of course, Hans Andersen happy that Britain were stopped in their charge to get closer to Denmark, and Hampel played his part. Heat 20 then, Scott Nicholls, Thomas Golub, Ronnie Corrie and Niels Christian Iversen on the outside for Denmark. Scott Nicholls needs a result from this one. But of course, Thomas Golub, so strong. He's either one or the other, Thomas Golub. He's either out front or at the back, really. And Scott Nicholls from the inside for Heat 20. Away they go then, and Golub's got a good start, but so too has Scott Nicholls. In white now, picking it up, is Niels Christian Iversen. But Scott Nicholls will defend that position in 2nd place. And he's now going in search of Thomas Golub. But this is a better run of form for Poland now. They're back in this meeting for sure, and Thomas Golub is out front and leading. Scott Nichols is battling hard with Niels Christian Iversen as Denmark again fighting with Great Britain. Golub making vital points for Poland. Remember, the world champions making the most changes tonight. Christoph Kasperzak coming in, Janis Kolodzi, the Reading specialist, and of course Golub, well, he's just special anywhere he goes. He got away well from the start there and has led all the way. Scott Nichols will take 2 points for Great Britain, and they need them. And Niels Christian Iversen looks as though he's going to get the 1 point for Denmark. Once again, Ronnie Corrie and the USA failing to score. It's not going to be the USA's night. Across the line then comes Thomas Golub for another 3 points for his team. And finally, the Polish fans here, and there are a lot of them, who've come down to Reading to watch the world champions and see Golub take another 3 points. Scott Nichols taking 2 points for Great Britain. Niels Christian Iversen, 1 point for Denmark. And in fourth place, Ronnie Corrie, no score again for the USA, and they are now rock bottom with just 22 points. But out front, Denmark with 41, Great Britain 35, and Poland creeping ever closer.
Jarek Hampel, a really slow start for Poland, but much better in the last few heats.
Yes, that's true. We find a good setup for the bikes in the end of this event, but it's too late. Really, it's too late. We lost a lot of points in the beginning, and we race week by week in the big truck. So it's very difficult for us. It's very small and very short. I'm learned the English races again, so it's very hard for me, and it's very difficult for the guys. So not so good.
So Poland with their backs against the walls. Denmark, though, flying high, and surely a place in the final beckons. But who's going to be there with them? And several tactical changes, in fact 3. Scott Nichols, Sebastian Ulemek and Billy Hamel coming in for their respective countries to try and take on the mighty Nicky Pedersen, who's out of gate 1 for Denmark in white. Scott Nichols on the outside. Billy Hamel not having the best of nights, and just 22 points for the USA at the moment as they try to catch up with Poland. And Poland have had a recent surge. Now they found their setup. Can Captain Scott do the job for Great Britain from the outside? Away they go from the tapes then, but a great start this time for Sebastian Ulemek in red. And here comes Scott Nichols into second place. Oh, wheeling out of control for a moment there. Nicky Pedersen in third, just watching on as Nichols really forcibly tries to hold down the front of his bike and see if he can get on level terms with Sebastian Ulemek. Nicky Pedersen not getting the start he wanted. He now jigs to the outside. Very tight race this one, and Poland leading it. Poland with 26 points. And look at this, Scott Nichols challenging for the lead now. He goes to the inside to try and pick up the grip, and he can't stop at the moment, Poland and Sebastian Ulemek. 3 tactical changes to this to try and stop Nicky Pedersen, and it's working for Poland at the moment and Great Britain. 1 more lap to go then, and Nicky Pedersen is down in third place for Denmark. I think he's just satisfied with the fact that Denmark have a clear lead. Oh, I say that, he's off the bike and down and out is Nicky Pedersen. So Denmark score nothing from this, and that could prove significant. A look over the shoulder from Scott Nichols, and he sees the USA behind him and Billy Hamel. And poor old Nicky Pedersen, a rare DNF for him. And the result of Heat 21, an important win for Poland. 3 points to them. Scott Nichols with 2 for Great Britain. And the USA's Billy Hamel gets 1 point. And no points for naughty Nicky Pedersen. Not scoring in that one. But Denmark still with that strong lead, 41 points. Edging closer now, Great Britain with 37, having played that joker, but to no avail. Poland have 29 and the USA 23. Billy Hamel having a quick chat with Nicky Pedersen, who's all smiles now, his night complete. And he's put it in a good performance once again for Denmark. And it's probably good enough to see them through to that final. Heat 22 then, Scott Nichols out again, Sebastian Ulemek out again, Billy Gennaro and Charlie Jader, USA and Denmark. Again, Denmark on the outside. Scott Nichols was quick from the inside before. Sebastian Ulemek, though, was faster than him last time out, so he's got to get a better start, has Scott Nichols. And Ulemek and Poland are starting to gain points. Away they go, and Ulemek again with another brilliant start in the red helmet. Charlie Jader now picking it up and taking the lead from the outside. And Charlie Jader with that second corner, superb. And at the back, Scott Nichols is struggling in the yellow helmet for Great Britain. Poland still second, but for how long? Through comes Billy Gennaro into second place. But out front, Charlie Jader. And this could be significant for Denmark. This really will secure them with 3 heats to go. That place in the final beckoning. And across the line he comes to do one more lap now. Charlie Jader from the outside just blew by everyone. And Billy Gennaro is going to pick up a few points for the USA. Great Britain still at the back with Scott Nichols. A rare no score for them, or is it? As he comes round the outside, and here he comes now, and he picks up one place, does he? Yes! Scott Nichols could make it. Oh no! And that's man down. That's Sebastian Ulemek, and that bike hit him hard on the head. And meanwhile, coming across the line, another win for Denmark and Charlie Jader. Well, drama indeed in that one. Poor old Sebastian Ulemek after a brilliant heat last time out, but Charlie Jader with the victory, Scott Nichols in second place. And the USA's Billy Gennaro taking 1 point. Sadly, Ulemek, no points after that crash. And a look at the leaderboard shows Denmark with 44 points. Great Britain looking ever likely now to join them in the final. And Poland probably too far to go from 29 points to 39. 10 points behind. Here's another look. Sebastian Ulemek is up. But there, that crash, he had nowhere to go really, and he hit the fence hard, and the bike followed him, and look, hit him on the head. Nasty crash. And Nichols just flying around the outside. Just turned in and lost the rear end. Hit the air fence, but then the bike hit him. Glad to see him up. Not been an easy night for Poland. And there is Sebastian Ulemek. Still a little bit dazed and confused from that one. And like him, Polish hopes now heading into the dirt, it looks like. And the world champions are not going to make the final, and it's not many times we've seen that. Heat 23 then. Niels Christian Iversen, Greg Hancock, Chris Harris, Jonas Kolodzi on the outside in red for Poland. Niels Christian Iversen has scored well throughout the night. Now can he do it again? Thomas Golub watching on for Poland. Not been a good night for the Poles. Denmark with 44 points. Great Britain with 39. Up go the tapes, and away we go then. And in the blue helmet, Greg Hancock got a good start, but now in yellow, here comes Chris Harris round the outside of Greg Hancock. Here at Reading, you don't see that too often. And Bomber Harris is bombs away for Great Britain. He had a good start to his evening, remember? And now he's continuing it. Hancock goes wide and high. Very close to the fence, and is coming back. Greg Hancock, wow! Superb stuff from the 97 world champion. Bomber will come again in second place for Great Britain. Niels Christian Iversen and Jonas Kolodzi fighting it out for the final point. But out front, it's Greg Hancock of the USA. Not been an easy night for him and his team. They're going to get points in the last few heats by the looks of things, and try and see if they can get into third ahead of Poland. Harris did a valiant job at the start of this one, but he's going to have to settle for second place. Another 2 points for Great Britain. And significantly, they'll catch up a little bit now with Denmark. As Niels Christian Iversen finishing at the back there from that one. Good stuff, though, by Greg Hancock. 3 points for him. And that moves them closer to Poland. Chris Harris take 2 points for Great Britain. And Jonas Kolodzi did take 1 for Poland. And that means that Denmark, a rare no score for them. And that's allowed Great Britain to catch up a little bit. It's not over, you know. 44 points against 41. And Poland with 30, USA 27. So it's all to ride for as they still battle it out with the last 2 heats to go. Penultimate heat then, heat 24. Lee Richardson, Jaroslav Hampel, Hans Andersen and Billy Gennaro. Hans Andersen has been superb tonight. Lee Richardson only had 1 blip, but it was an important one when Britain were playing the Joker. Imagine what the difference would be if they'd have got that 6 points there. Instead, they ended with nothing, and they've been chasing Denmark all night long. Heat 24 then, Hans Andersen against Lee Richardson. Jan Steckman and Neil Middleditch watching on. Oh, they held him for a long time there, but a away they go. Good start from Hans Andersen on the inside, but round the outside again comes Billy Gennaro. That's where the grip is here late on at Reading, and Billy Gennaro takes the lead for the USA. And in second place, Hans Andersen now. In red is Jaroslav Hamlin at the back, Lee Richardson. This has put paid to Britain's hopes of trying to stop Denmark, as Lee Richardson once again trailing off at the back. Hans Andersen, though, will come again on Billy Gennaro. And this should seal it for Denmark if they get another 2 points here. And it looks as though Andersen's going to go for the full 3, though. Billy Gennaro holding him off for now. Hampel in third place, and Lee Richardson, how disappointing for him and Great Britain. Right at the back here at home at Reading. And meanwhile, Bill Gennaro takes a look over his shoulder, and it's all hands as Andersen again tries to get the grip round the outside as Billy Gennaro did early on. Billy Gennaro holds him off. Good ride from the young American, this. And a moment, oh no! Gennaro goes out, and that's gifted Hans Andersen the victory. And surely Denmark will now seal that final place. And that was dramatic indeed. Poor old Billy Gennaro, so close and yet so far. Likewise, Lee Richardson, nothing from that one. And Hans Andersen takes yet another victory for Denmark. And that should seal it with 1 heat to go. Britain did have a glimmer. Jarek Hampel gets 2 points. Lee Richardson just 1 point from that. And Billy Gennaro, 0 No points for the USA. And now with 1 heat to go, 47 for Denmark, 42 for Great Britain. That should see them through to the final. And Poland and the USA, 3rd and 4th. Another look at it. Good start from Hans Andersen, but look at this. Billy Gennaro really picking up grip round the outside and diving into the lead. Hans Andersen tried to defend, but he couldn't. Gennaro really should be the deserved winner of that one. Just as he looked at it, he got it in the bag. Looked like the chain came off. And that was the end of Billy Gennaro's fight. Hans Andersen taking victory.
Right, Saturday then.
And that's it, Neil Middleditch saying, well, we'll fight again. As Denmark are through and Great Britain are through with 1 more heat to go. This one really for pride, and the big boys are out. Mark Laram, Billy Hamel, Bjarne Pedersen and Thomas Golub. A very, very strong lineup for this one. The last heat of the night here at Reading at the race-off. Denmark have booked their place in the final, but so too have Great Britain, more importantly for them, as it was touch and go for a while. Mark Laram on a swan song in the World Cup. Away he goes from the start, but in blue it's Billy Hamel picks it up and takes the lead. But Golub comes round brilliantly, gets the grip from the outside again. And Golub sweeps through into the lead ahead of Billy Hamel. In third is Bjarne Pedersen, pushing Hamel all the way. And in fact, Bjarne Pedersen goes into second place now. So Golub looks as though he's got this one sewn up, but it'll only be for pride. Poland are going out of the World Cup. The world champions will not go through to the final. But Golub tries to give them some sort of pride at the end of this one. In second place, Bjarne Pedersen will increase Denmark's lead. An overall tally at the end of the night. And Mark Laram at the back of this one, not getting the start he wanted. And Thomas Golub just cruising now with 1 lap to go here. And it's been an intriguing night of speedway. Poland so high after the first one. Really, really great first event where they finished equal on points and went through to the race-off. But it wasn't to be for the world champions. And the faithful Polish fans wave Thomas Golub on for 3 more points, but it won't be enough. As through to the final go Denmark with 49 points. They'll be followed by Great Britain with 42. But Poland and the USA are eliminated from the 2006 World Cup.
Scott Nicholls, second on the night, but you're in the final. You've got to be in it to win it.
It's all it's about. We first and second goes through. Like Saturday is a clean slate for everybody. So we did our job tonight. It's qualification, that's all it is. And tomorrow, Saturday, is where the action will start.
And I'm sure you and the rest of the team, you're going to get fantastic support Saturday. You'd love to win the World Cup in front of your home fans.
Oh, definitely. We came so close last time it was on home soil, and that's what we're here to do. We've had a run out tonight, and everybody gelled together but did their bit. It was tough. It was real tough. But tonight it's probably in some respects as tough as the final. So we've got every ability, we've got all the potential in the world to do it, and get the fans behind us and go out there and do the job we want to do.
Hans Andersen, Denmark are many people's favourites for the World Cup. You've gone in the hard way, but you're in the final.
Yeah, it was good to come through to the final. We knew it was going to be tough, but it's good practice for us today, and I think the track will be very similar on Saturday, so it's good. Well, on Saturdays, there's 3 more teams that can win it, so it's all about who gets all the points on the night. Team event, team effort.
What would it mean to you and Danish Speedway to lift the World Cup?
Oh, it would mean the world. We haven't won. I think it's been 8 years since we won, and Denmark's been had so many glory days back in the 80s. It would be good to sort of be the new era.
That's exactly what Denmark are looking to create, and they had that chance to do it. The final looks like this: Australia, Sweden, Denmark and Great Britain to contest the 2006 World Cup. But tonight is all about Denmark. They spray the champagne, but will they taste it again in the final?